predicting every transfer and how well they will do next season. That's first up in my list is Estevao from Palmeiras to Chelsea for £34 million. You know what? I think Estevao. I mean, we've seen him at the Club World Cup. I mean, he's a super talent. He is super talent. I mean, he's won 2 Man of the Match awards at the Club World Cup, and he did play against the former club Palmeiras. That was his last game for Palmeiras, and it could be his first for Chelsea though. But yeah, Estevao. I believe that he could do well with the attacking depth Chelsea have. I think Estevao could maybe in the front three with Palmer, Joao Pedro, or maybe go to the left. Because Palmer, I don't think he plays well on the left, but I'll put Palmer on the left, if Estevao on the right, because that's his best position. Pedro up front. That could be a magical front three. So I'll predict that he will do. Zubimendi to number 2. Zubimendi to Arsenal for £70 million. Okay, you know what? I think Zubimendi, what he will do next season, is just be the holding midfielder Arsenal needs, because they need a desperate need. I think the midfield trio of Odegaard, Zubimendi, and Rice would do perfectly, but I just don't see Zubimendi as one of the top options. In my opinion, I believe Mikel Merino is still available in a midfield position, but Arteta's going to keep him on top, so yeah, he might do well. Next up, Dean Howson to Real Madrid for 63 million. Okay, I've seen this guy play as good defender. I've seen him at the Club World Cup. Huijsen was one of Real Madrid's most important players. If it wasn't for that red card against Dortmund. Yeah, you get what I mean. Because clearly Huijsen, who in my opinion was one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League, top 5 best centre-backs in the Premier League, I think he could do merit these. I think this might be one of the best signings of the summer. Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid. I can't believe it's for £10 million. I don't know why. How cheap that is for £10 million. But yeah, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Trent Alexander-Arnold will do decent at Madrid. As long as it doesn't play defensively bad. Tijjani Reinders to Manchester City for £55 million. You know what? I think this is the midfielder Manchester City quite needs. You know why? Rodri just came back from injury. Kovacic isn't that good anymore. Bernardo Silva is nearing his 30s. With Calvin Phillips exiled. Calvin Phillips says exiled. So Reinders, he could be the man that could potentially change City's midfield forever. Yeah, I think he'll do. Next up, we have Jonathan David to Juventus on a free transfer. I think Juventus are getting an absolute steal with the Canadian striker. I mean, this guy used to score like 20 goals. He used to compete with Mbappe for the Golden Boot League. I think Jonathan David to Juventus in the league that he needs development, because I think he might do well in Juventus. Maybe score like 15 goals at the club. But yeah, he might do. Ryan Cherky to Manchester City for £37 million. I'm still quite surprised that Liverpool spent 150 million on Verts and City spent less than 40 million on Ryan Cherky. But still, yeah. Cherky is a great dribbler. Cherky is a great player. I respect him, man. He's one of the best dribblers in the world. And he will be a very good player for City, especially with the lack of dribblers at the club, because these City players and the wingers, they act like quite robots. They play like robots. De Bruyne to Napoli on a free transfer. Now, I'm so glad De Bruyne stayed in Europe, because in Saudi, because if he went to Saudi, he would have got a paycheck. If he went to the MLS, I don't know why. And I'm so glad he stayed in Europe. And I think he still got it. I think he still has it in Europe. Alberto Malario to Villarreal for £16 million. I don't know this guy. I've never heard of him in my life, but I heard he's a super talent. So I don't know what Villarreal did last season, so he might do well. Maybe like assists. He's got dribbling skills, I think. Master Antonio to Real Madrid is one of the most surprising transfers of the summer. I don't even know why Real Madrid even signed him. I was expecting him to go to PSG, Bayern Munich, even a Premier League club, but yeah, he chose to go to Real Madrid, which in my opinion wasn't a bad decision. It was his fault. But you know what? I think with Rodrigo leaving the club and Arda Güler becoming a starter, I think Master Antonio might do well as a provisional backup. Next up, we got Alex Baena to Atletico Madrid for €42 million. Now, I think this transfer might be perfect with two things. One, the formation needs to change. I think Baena needs to play as a right midfielder, right wing back, because he plays there normally in Villarreal, or as a midfielder. because that's what he needs. Bayern needs to play properly, has the midfield. Juan Garcia to Barcelona for £25 million. Of course it's gonna work. Like Ter Stegen, he's gone. Chesney, he's staying. Inaki Pena, but still. But still, Juan Garcia, he's gonna be an absolute steal. And for £25 million, what a steal. João Pedro, I've seen him already. He's gonna cook at Chelsea. £64 million for a guy like João Pedro. I mean, this guy's gonna cook at Chelsea. Also, I mean, I've seen him. Matthias Cunha to Man United, though, for £74 million. I don't feel like he's gonna do that well. I don't think he's gonna do that well, United. But I do feel like Cunha may do well as long as Højlund and Xerxes don't start up front. As long as Cunha starts at top, because he is a striker, though. I think he might do well. And last but not least, Jonathan Tah to Bayern Munich for just £2 million. It was only for the Club World Cup. I think Bayern Munich are getting an absolute steal in this one. I mean, the partnership with Upamecano would be incredible. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let me know in the comments what do you guys think these transfers could do. The full video will be on YouTube.